stupidly epic.
Hello everybody and welcome back to You Got 5 Minutes. Today's game is Rise of the Tomb Raider Anniversary Edition on the PS4. So, Tomb Raider is probably one of the games that I grew up with, because back in ye olde 90s I had a Sega Saturn, and I remember specifically getting Tomb Raider for the Saturn, and then reading that the PlayStation was the platform that Tomb Raider was going to be releasing its sequels on. Like, oh, you can only get Tomb Raider 2 on the PlayStation 1, you can't get it on the Sega Saturn, you can't get Tomb Raider 3 or anything on the Sega Saturn. So I switched over to PlayStation, and that's one of the main reasons that I've been on the Sony camp for so long. Is because Tomb Raider went to the PlayStation. So, different developer though. It's not Core Design anymore. It's Crystal Dynamics, the guys that made like Gex the Gecko and things like that. But yeah, wow, spectacular. Looks visually phenomenal. It's totally just like Tomb Raider but Uncharted. You know, it's what Uncharted did for this sort of 3D adventure, climbing, sort of gunplay sort of thing. Sort of Uncharted revitalised it, and then Tomb Raider took a page out of, you know, Uncharted's book and started going in that direction as well. And yeah, it's totally worked. It's worked a heck load for the franchise, because you know, the reboot, the Tomb Raider reboot back on the PS3, and like as well as the remaster on PS4 as well. It's definitely a fantastic game, and I love the fact that they continued on with that sort of traditional vibe of, like, even though we're living in a contemporary world where the supernatural is not really a thing that people think about anymore. I like that concept of, like, Tomb Raider and, like, even Uncharted and all that still having that that vibe of the supernatural. Like, you know, it's still that kind of like nod to Indiana Jones, you know, because like like Indiana Jones is always about, like, oh man, like what's going on here? Like, why is this, you know, why is, like, the Ark of the Covenant and, like, the Holy Grail and all that sort of stuff, and, like, you're going about this, you're talking about all these, like, supernatural sort of elements, and, like, what's the secret behind it all, you know? And Tomb Raider and Uncharted follow that sort of same sort of template, which is really cool. I like when a game adds, like, a supernatural element to the thing, because we're in a society of sort of skepticism nowadays, where, like, all these things are kind of like just kind of shooed away, and, like, magic's kind of silly, and, you know, the supernatural, like, gods, like, you know, things like God and all that, like, people don't care about it, they don't think about it anymore. So, like, it's refreshing to see a franchise that's still not afraid to sort of take a step in that direction, you know. Yeah, I really do enjoy the Tomb Raider games. I've really enjoyed all the Uncharted games and all that. And this game looks like it's going to be no exception, because, I mean, gameplay wise, I've only played maybe about, I don't know, less than an hour. But so far from what I've played, like I just captured the opening sort of segment for the video today, and yeah, but so far from what I've played, it's like another cool looking Tomb Raider game, you know. Hopefully it stays on that path. Obviously I've not played enough of it to make like a obviously like to review the game or anything like that. This is by no means a review. It's just a sort of initial impressions kind of video. But you've got the cool sort of climbing, you know, climbing up the ice walls and things like that with your ice picks and everything. It's still got all that really cool stuff going on with it, you know. There's been a wee bit of gunplay so far. I've not actually shot anybody yet, but there's things like you've got to, like, shoot levers and things like that, and yeah, it's it's Tomb Raider. It's like another sort of Uncharted kind of Tomb Raider kind of experience. So yeah, and I'm glad Jonah's come back as well, because Jonah was one of my favourite characters from the previous game. I think his name's Jonah anyway. The kind of the burly guy that's always like helping Lara. He's the one that's attached to her now with a rope. Yeah, I really liked his character. He was the one that was trying to fix the boat in the previous game. I really liked him. So I'm glad he's back. I'm glad he's still like with her and total helping her and that. But yeah, I don't know, guys. There's not much more to say. It's just like it's another Tomb Raider game. I'm playing it on the PS4 Pro, so you've got like visual options and all that. You're able to favor resolution or frame rate. You can set it to 4K or you can set it to 1080p and try and hit a 60 frame per second target or whatever. You know, all the bells and whistles that you would get from like a sort of enhanced version of the game. Sort of trying to hit that sort of higher end target. Man, but yeah, visually looks splendid. Looks really, really, really nice. Even just on my 1080p screen. I don't have a 4K screen or anything, but you're able to set it to 4K, and I think it does the super sampling thing, where like it renders it at 4K, but sort of downscales it to 1080p, so like it looks sharper and crisper or whatever. Yeah, so that like looks really nice. Looks really, really nice. I think I might switch it to 1080p 60 though, because I prefer like a smoother frame rate, I think, over resolution. Because it is just a 1080p screen that I've got, so that's fine. But yeah, guys, Tomb Raider. It's Tomb Raider. She's got her ice picks back. Jonah's there. Not much else to say, guys. I will be doing more VR stuff soon. I noticed I lost a subscriber when I put my Resident Evil 7 video up. So if you are worried that I'm going to be focusing on VR, it's not going to be an all the time thing. That was just like it's a new thing that I've got. So I'm just going to put up some videos with VR in it every now and then. It's not going to be a focus of the channel or anything like that. It's just, once every wee while I'll like play a VR game and I'll do like a video on it. So yeah, don't worry if you were concerned that the channel's heading in a different direction, because it's not. It's just it's going to be mainly You've Got 5 Minutes, and those You've Got 5 Minutes will sometimes be a VR game, and that's it. Still going to do like monthly updates for the channel. Just just business as usual, guys. So yeah, don't worry too much. It's the channel's still gonna focus mainly on the things that it's always focused on. I'm gonna try and I'm really wanting to do some sort of like talky thing, and not just me talking. Like I'm gonna try and see if I can maybe get like Rage to join me for like, I don't know, like a mini half-hour podcast every now and then or whatever like that, or maybe Kyle or whatever, because I'm sick of not doing podcasts, and that's one thing that I used to love doing is like we used to do the 4X podcast, but we've not been doing that for a while now, so I'd like to get back into that in some way. So yeah, guys, that's Tomb Raider though. Looks pretty cool, yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye for now. Bom 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 bam bam bom bom. Please subscribe. Bom 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 bam bam bom bom. Please subscribe. Bom 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 bam bam bom bom. Please subscribe. Bom 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 bam bam bom bom. Subscribe.